nova season. Right Pablo e Right Medler estão de volta com outros desenvolvedores do LoL para falar sobre o que vem por aí na segunda temporada. Florescer Espiritual, ajustes na mecânicas de jogo, melhorias na detecção de morte intencional e desistência, um novo modo de jogo 5v5, treta, um rato com uma arminha de água. Vamos ver então.
Hey everyone, I'm Paul, aka...
Tem no YouTube? Riot Games Brasil? Não, seria League of Legends Brasil, na verdade, né? Aqui.
Hey everyone, I'm Paul, aka Pebro.
And I'm Andre, also known as Medler.
Today is April 1st.
I'm
about to talk to you all about some of our plans for Season 2. Now, if you haven't seen the 2 cinematics, you should probably pause now and go watch them, because we will be referring to them a number of times in this video.
Ok, já vimos.
Okay, if you're still here, let's talk spoilers. Last season, we watched everyone's favorite Noxian frenemies, LeBlanc and Vladimir, plan, plot, and scheme. Now we're headed to Ionia to find the powerful weapon they've been seeking. But we're not just going to Ionia. We're arriving just in time for the bloom of the rare Spirit Blossom flowers and the Ionian festival that celebrates them.
Spirit Blossom is one of our favorite thematics, and based on what we've heard from you over the years, it's one of yours too. Also importantly though, it's a canon event in Runeterra, meaning that the festival takes place in Ionia with each bloom. Now with each season, we set out to create distinct thematic experiences that touch almost every aspect of League, from gameplay to skins, a new champion, to a metagame, for example.
So for Season 2 of 2025, we'll be continuing to refine our approach with many of these things and a few other surprises further out.
We do want to save bigger, more disruptive Summoner's Rift gameplay changes for the start of each year, and then tune and iterate on those changes throughout the year so that we're providing a more stable and competitive experience. That means for Season 2 this time, for example, we're putting our focus a bit elsewhere, a lot of it on game modes this time. We do, though, have some meaningful Summoner's Rift changes coming this season still, and we're going to hand over to Riot Froxon now. We'll walk you through those next.
Hey everyone, today I want to talk a bit about the Summoner's Rift gameplay changes that are coming at the start of Season 2. We've heard your concerns about objective overload, so we have some changes that should help find a healthy balance, in addition to a few other adjustments we have coming for Spirit Blossom. First up, Atakhan. In Season 1, we made changes to Atakhan's 2 forms, so you would see Voracious less often than Ruinous. And while we saw a good initial reaction to this change, we still saw...
E daí? Eu nasci em 96 e conheço eles. Todo mundo conhece eles. Metade do chat nasceu depois de 96 e conhece eles.
Guarda meu aí, por favor.
Saw some frustration around how often Voracious Atakhan spawns in pro games and how game warping his buff is. So in Season 2, we're getting rid of Voracious Atakhan, and he'll have only one form, Thornbound. While he won't look different from Ruinous Atakhan...
Vocês sabem por que eles estão fazendo essa mudança? Porque no competitivo só aparece um e na solo queue só aparece outro, independente de quantas mudanças eles fizerem.
He will have adjusted rewards. In addition to the Bloody Roses, the team who kills Atakhan receives all unclaimed roses on the map, and all of their bloody petals are purified into spirit petals, which grant 25% increased effect. Additionally, the team will also get a spiritual purification buff for the rest of the game that slows and damages nearby enemies and champion kill, which we think will be a more satisfying effect. Outside slows and damages, the team will also get a spiritual purification buff for the rest of the game that slows and damages nearby enemies and champion kill, which we think will be a more satisfying effect. Outside of Atakhan, we also have some adjustments for the Void objectives based on feedback we've seen around objectives driving game pacing, especially before the 20-minute mark. First, we're changing Void grubs to spawn a single time, which will be a bit later in the game. This should allow everyone to focus more on laning and ganking, rather than prioritizing early objectives. We're also moving the Rift Herald spawn time.
Isso muda completamente o competitivo, tá? Sabe por quê? Vocês lembram quando eu falei pra vocês que não mudava porra nenhuma eles tirarem o lane swap em termos de kill cedo? Porque todos os times iam jogar até os 6 minutos? Independente? E os times não iam, tipo assim, lutar, um time ia pegar larva, o outro ia guivar, não ia ter luta. Então, com isso, eles tiram esse jogo que estava extremamente, como é que eu posso dizer? Esse jogo estava extremamente sistematizado e deixa com algumas opções. Então, tipo assim, por exemplo, vai pegar o primeiro dragão, agora em vez de tu Agora tu escolhe pegar o primeiro dragão e o cara troca por kill top, entendeu? O jogo ele tava muito formulado. Tava tipo uma formulazinha básica toda a partida. Isso aqui vai dar aos times e principalmente aos junglers criativos muito mais poder no early game que eles têm hoje. Muito, muito mais. Porque agora não vai ser sobre planeje todo o seu jogo até para os 6 minutos estar pronto para tradar larva ou pegar larva. Vai ter um pouco mais de... Vai ter que rolar um pouco mais de gameplay ali. Bem legal, gosto dessa mudança. Eu acho que tá chato mesmo, do jeito que tava.
Time up to 15 minutes, and making it generally harder to avoid her damage. Another place we've seen a lot of feedback on is the bounty system. One of the main issues is that it sometimes feels like you have a bounty when your team is behind. So we're making the objective bounty system more accurate, which should help bounties feel like
Eu sinto que vocês falam isso já faz uns 2 anos seguidos.
they're only on when your team has a lead. Outside of objectives and bounties, we're making a small change to the jungle and support roles.
Ok.
In Champion Select, only junglers will have access to Smite, and it'll be automatically assigned. Additionally, supports will automatically be given World Atlas at load-in. Our goal is to try and reduce certain types of trolling, and oops, my team doesn't have Smite lol, lock-in failures. We're adding the
Mais uma vez a Riot te forçando a jogar de uma certa maneira. E não tem nada que você possa fazer sobre. Não, se você joga, você tem que ir pro bot, se você é um top lane, você tem que ir pro top, né? E o mid tem que ir pro mid, e o jungle, se você vai ter smite, você não pode fazer nada do jogo. Tipo, é um pouco... Sei, mano, a Riot tira um pouco da possibilidade do jogador de fazer o jogo dele pra, ó, tu vai jogar assim. Eu não gosto disso, mas a Riot ama fazer isso.
ability to swap roles in Champ Select, so you can still ask nicely to trade. And if you're an unsealed spellbook bard enjoyer, don't worry, you'll still be able to get Smite in game. We believe the ability to do this will discourage the pro play lane swap problem we saw in Season 1, without directly impacting the rest of us normies. Finally, we're replacing gray screen
Eu não entendi o que isso muda, vocês entenderam?
ability to swap roles in Champ Select, so you can still ask nicely to trade. And if you're an unsealed spellbook bard enjoyer,
Alguém
don't
entendeu
worry,
isso
you'll still be
influencia?
able to get Smite in game. We believe the ability to do this will discourage the pro play lane swap problem we saw in Season 1, without directly impacting the rest of us normies. Finally, we're
entendi.
replacing gray screen with the
entendi,
new
verdade.
spectator UI, and adding killstreak sound effects that will play for your ears only when you participate in takedowns. We have a dev blog out now that goes into more detail about the gameplay changes that you'll see when you load into the Rift at the start of Season 2, so be sure to check it out.
Ah, sim, vários times jogaram de Double Smite, melhor comentário.
Hey everyone, I'm just a capybara, a director of product management. You can call me Drew. League is at its best when you're surrounded by people who are positive and play their best. But when you have someone inting, griefing, or running it down for fun, it just sucks. So we're rolling out some updated systems that will better detect and punish people who want to ruin your games.
Starting next patch, we'll have improvements to our griefing detection systems that automatically identify and punish players for soft inting and trolling teammates.
Because some people just want to ruin games, we aren't going to share exactly what the system looks for. But it's built to detect things like running around and not contributing to avoid AFK detection, for example. Additionally, moving forward, when you receive report feedback, it will include the name of the offender, similar to how the cheating feedback notifications currently work.
We know that
Pera, quê?
To avoid AFK detection, for example. Additionally, moving forward, when you receive report feedback, it will include the name of the offender, similar to how the cheating feedback notifications currently work.
Tá.
we know that
Cara, é complicado, mano. O Bob vai ter que descobrir o que dá ban aí pra nós aí. Aquele cards dele vai ter que ir pra jogo.
this is an area that we really have to get right. We've been doing some tests for the last
E olha, se tiver no servidor de torneio, cuidado, robô.
few patches to make sure
Primeiro
our
ban ao vivo.
number of false positives is low, and we're confident that we should see very few. We'll also continue to refine this updated system over time, and we'll talk about it again in another dev update.
Further out, there's more work we'd like to do around smurfing and boosting in particular. That's something that we hope TrueScale 2 can help address, which, as a reminder, is a new matchmaking system that we've been trialing in some regions and modes. We also want to share some
Hey,
numbers
Joyce.
from the Vanguard LP refunds that we added in patch 25.6. As of filming, we've refunded over 700,000 LP to over 30,000 unique players who had a cheater in their ranked game.
And since then, around 24,000 cheaters have been successfully
Eliminated.
That's a lot. Aside from punishing players who waste your time by ruining games, we also want to take some time to thank all of you who bring positivity to League. Whether it's through helpful and friendly comms, grouping for objectives, or just fist bumping each other after a great play. We're also seeing a lot of feedback on the recent changes to the honor system that we're working on. We'll be back later when we have some changes to share here.
We have a lot more details on these changes and some updates on changes we've made over the last few patches in a blog that's out now. So go check it out if you'd like to learn more.
All right, we want to talk a bit about modes and metagames. Like we've said before, we think it's important to consistently have ways to play League outside of standard Summoner's Rift. So, we'll be releasing a new game mode called Brawl.
Brawl is a 5v5 mode where you choose your champion, and it's played on a new map set in the whimsical Bandle City. And your objective is simple: push your minions into the enemy's base to win, and get rid of anyone who tries to stop you.
No towers, no major objectives, and nothing but your base's health bar to defend. Brawl is intended to be a fun, action-packed mode for players who want a lower-stakes game or are looking to get their friends into League without having to deal with all the complexity of SR.
Now, games of Brawl have been balanced with snowball mechanics, so while you might be down at some points, you're never truly out, making it perfect for playing with friends of drastically different skill levels.
Whether you're just looking for a fun time trying to play with friends or just want non-stop action, we hope...
Isso aqui é tipo um DMzão, então? DM do LoL, é isso? Pode ser legal, véi. Pode ser legal. Não é Aran, que é meio chato, é só, mano, entra no jogo e desce, mano, porrada. Pode ser legal, véi. E parece ser, tipo, bem óbvio o objetivo deles. Pessoas que já jogam LoL conseguirem trazer pessoas novas do LoL pra jogar e ter um modo em que tu pode, tipo, só lutar e aprender o boneco, sem precisar farmar nem nada. Pode ser uma boa ideia, mano. Parece ser um modo de jogo promissor pra isso. Pra novos jogadores, principalmente.
you'll give Brawl a try when it goes live in patch 2510.
Se tiver competitivo disso, a Red campeã mundial. Caralho, eu queria muito ver um 5v5 dos times da LTA nesse modo, velho. Caralho, eu pagaria dinheiro pra assistir. Se pá, a Red era campeã.
Wait to see what you think.
Now, if you want to learn more about Brawl,
Arena
check
do
out the
High
new
Tempo.
dev blog that's out now. Separately, though, we also want to take a moment to talk about metagames. We're coming off of the Demon's Hand, and we love seeing all the combos you pulled off, and that's also teaching us a lot about what has and hasn't worked with metagames that we're going to incorporate in future ones.
We will have
Aí,
another metagame
me
coming out in
interei.
Act 2 of the coming season. As with previous metagames, we're going to keep trying something a bit different each time. All right, we'll hand things over to the Skins team to talk about what they have planned for Season 2.
Hey everyone, I'm Steph, aka 100 Piece Nuggets.
And I'm Tom, or Riot Hylia. Today, we're here to dive into Spirit Blossom and talk about some updates to skins in general.
So there's a lot to discuss, but first and foremost, Spirit Blossom's back, yay! We know you have a lot of fond memories of getting crushed by Cassiopeia and playing tricks with Teemo.
And the contrasting duality of the Spirit Realm just makes for really, really elegant, stunning skins.
Yeah, and this time around, we're actually expanding on Spirit Blossom with even more champions stepping into Ionian folklore. These skins are now a manifestation of the myths told during the festival, like Ashe is the Wandering Queen who guides souls to the Spirit Realm.
Or Aurelia, who is Ashe's ready hand, whose
Cara, essa-
unwavering loyalty led to heartbreak and
Essa
calamity.
skin da Irelia tá muito pica, velho. De verdade. Essa aqui, se não custar R$1.000, skin zona. Tá muito feio em game? Não parece.
She has so many hands.
No, right? You got more than
Pra ser lendária, 1850, estamos falando de quantos lulis? É um sub na Kik essa aí? Estamos falando de quantas lulas 1850? R$100? 80?
she knows what to do with.
não
We've
tão
also
ruim.
got Bard, Varus, and my personal favorite, Zyra,
Mas
as well as
Valorant.
Ivern and Prestige Spirit Blossom Lux, who will be earnable on the Act 1 paid pass.
Outside of Spirit Blossom, when we were looking at skins for Season 2 overall, we took a lot of learnings from Season 1. We want to do a better job at offering a wider variety of skins that are focused on our champion-first philosophy. So in Season 2, we're introducing something we're calling variety skins. Standalone, one-off skins that are either from existing thematics or totally new ones tailor-made for that champion.
The first one will be Pool Party Twitch, which will be earnable on the Act 1 paid pass. And while I'm sure some of you are thinking, you know, what about Twitch Screams Pool Party? I mean, look at him. He's a little rat and he's got a squirt gun. He would totally cause chaos at the family barbecue.
And we gave him a little Hawaiian shirt.
No, he's so precious. He's a little baby.
He's a baby. So anyways, variety skins will give us more room to just focus on making cool skins for individual champions without needing to build them into an entire grouping of thematic skins.
We're also looking at ways to bundle variety skins together into a looser thematic of sorts, like the recent April Fool's skins. You know, they all have the same core vibe. They're silly, they're goofy, they're fun, but realistically, they could each belong to an individual skin line, like Pool Party or Cats vs. Dogs.
We believe that this is a better balance of skins throughout the Spirit Blossom season than we were able to land with Season 1. So let us know what you think. We want to hear your thoughts on how this lands during Season 2. And finally, it's list time.
Yes.
So the next Exalted skin this season will be Morgana. And then for Prestige skins, we'll have Zed on the pass and Aphelios in the Mythic shop during
É, vai ser legal.
That about wraps things up for us. As always, we would love to hear what you think.
Thanks for watching, and we'll be back soon.
Okay, that just about wraps things up for today. In case you missed it, Swift Play is now out globally. So be sure to jump in and play a few matches if you haven't already had the chance.
And while you may have recognized quite a few familiar faces in yesterday's cinematic, there is one who may look new. Yanara is our new champion who will be coming out in Act 2. We don't want to spoil more, but we'll be back before then to share more about her and her connection to the Spirit Blossoms.
And then finally, we wanted to share that in May, we'll be celebrating another pro who has made his mark on League. This player will join the Hall of Legends. He's inspired the next generation of upcoming players, and we can't wait to give him the recognition he deserves.
Uzi.
As always, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to check out the
Tem que
dev
ser
blogs,
Uzi o
and we'll
dois
see you
aí.
on the Rift.
Until next time.
É o maior da Coreia, o segundo lugar o maior da China. Quem é?
See ya.
Tem que ser Uzi. 100% que é Uzi. Mas vamos ver. Minha aposta é que é Uzi. Tá, legal, mano. Ô, cara, essa mudança das Vastilarvas e do Herald ser depois pode ser vai ser bem interessante pro competitivo, mano. E vai mudar bastante a força de alguns times, tá? Dito isso, esse modo novo talvez seja legal, mano. Testarei pelo menos. Essa mecânica de feeding aqui, espero nunca cair nela, né?